all right, it's time to get judged again by all the manly people out there.
Let's go for it.
I've gotten in trouble for not knowing how to back up a trailer, not knowing how to dress a deer in the middle of a field, and
raise children.
Also very manly things. Yeah. Okay. So for about 2 weeks now, Jake,
fortnight.
Is that, I thought, yeah, you're right. I always think that 3 weeks is a fortnight. What's that? That's
interesting.
That's a castle night. Like a larger fort. Like
Dungeon.
A moat night is 1 week.
You go from moat to fort to castle, and then
to city night is just
city night, and then you work your way up to score, which is quite the unit of time.
Yeah,
4 score.
Yeah. Which is what again?
20 years.
Okay. Yeah. So that's just you. Hey, you got 20 years under your belt. Score.
Score, right. Dude. I trust you. Anyway, what were you talking about? Was it units of time?
About a fortnight. My truck's been kind of driving weird, and I honestly just kept procrastinating going into the shop for it. Like anytime I would turn, like when I was going from like, let's say 0 to 5/10 miles an hour, like just barely starting to accelerate, and I was turning, it would kind of just like chug along. Like it was like not easy if I'm turning too sharply. Okay?
Gotcha.
So like I'm 90-degree angle from stop to go.
You don't want to have trans problems.
No, like I've always said that.
Or a transmission, I should say. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. So as I'm doing this, whatever, it's, but then once you're going, it's fine. Everything's fine. And so
0 to 10 while turning.
So genuinely, like on stop signs recently, I've been like rolling through them at a good,
or just going straight
7 miles an hour and just not taking the turns like kind of going in the other lane a little bit. But finally I was like, I'm going to take this thing to the shop to get it checked out. And I went to one shop, and actually they sent me to another shop, and whatever, that was another story. But I get to this shop and I'm kind of explaining to them, and they're like, okay, yeah, we might be able to check it out later today. Can you chill here for a while? I was like, that's fine, whatever. Kind of frustrated that I was gonna have to sit in a mechanic shop all day.
Okay.
And as he's getting up to like go look at it, he's like, well, is your truck a 4-wheel drive? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, is it in 4-wheel drive right now?
Oh no.
And I was like,
maybe.
And I went and checked. Sure enough, it was in 4-wheel drive. Bo, like it's kind of like this bad habit recently that he has been getting. I mean, not a bad habit. It's a fun habit, but obviously it has repercussions. He's been getting in the driver's seat when I get home and like kind of just sitting on my lap and just pressing buttons and stuff. And I didn't think he could change that. I thought everything was turned off, but that's definitely his fault. But the fact that I was going for 2 weeks with it and just thought like something's wrong with my truck. I think probably something might be wrong now because of this.
So you went all the way in there, like, can you fix my truck? And he's like, yeah, just put it in 2-wheel drive, idiot.
It was one of those like, hey, I'm not a truck guy. I don't really know how to describe this, but it's just kind of chugging along, kind of like jerking on me as I'm turning too slow. But then once you get going, it's fine. So just kind of felt really, really ignorant and silly.
Got to be a car guy. That's something like that to me one time. I remember my car, when I would drive it like on the highway especially, so this is kind of the opposite problem. When I would get going really fast, it felt so like drafty in the car. So I don't know if there was like a bad seal somewhere, like what was happening. Yeah. And so I had to take it in the shop, and the guy was like, you're driving a convertible. And I was like, okay, I'm not a car guy.
Oh, okay.
All right, like I don't know these fancy terms.
I don't think it's a convertible. It's a LeBaron, actually.
It doesn't say convertible on the back.
It's a Sebring. What do you mean?
It's a company lease. So that was it. So it sucks being in this society and not being a car guy.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm having a hard time turning. I don't know what's going on. Like maybe it's power steering. They're like, well, actually the thing that you're supposed to use to turn the steering wheel has just been removed from your car.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, no. Yours was better. Roll the music. I think this tight beat means that it's going down with some random thoughts and white meat too. Midwest best friends eating fast food on repeat. So come along, let's have some fun and go ahead, get on your feet, cause it's the Ghostrunners podcast. Every Monday morning we're taking back Ghostrunners podcast. It was a blessing though. It was a blessing that I didn't have to like have an expensive, fix to my car. So that's the nice thing.
Yeah. If you're optimistic enough, a lot of things can be serendipitous. You're like, it's good I missed that exit. Would have never seen this red tree.
How would I? Yeah.
Well, this is cool.
Red trees are popping
and
up everywhere.
You guys know how rare the color red is, right? You guys
I
get
didn't
it.
even think about apples last week. The fact that, I mean, that's just
There's a lot of things that naturally occur. Okay.
okay.
That was dumb of me. I fell asleep in my car today, just since we're talking about car stuff.
Tell me more.
I was driving from work to meet up with Rachel kind of right before we went over to your guys' house. Thanks
Yeah.
for having us over for dinner
You're welcome.
tonight. And Rachel was like, all right, meet me here at this parking lot. And I was like, great. And so I pulled in the parking lot. And dude, I don't know what happened. I guess it just happened so fast. I was on my phone. And the next thing I think it felt instant. But then Rachel was just knocking on the window. I think she thought I was dead or
You
something.
fell asleep while like scrolling, you think?
Yeah.
You didn't take a conscious decision to like lie your head back?
Yeah, I was just like on my phone. And
Really? Yeah, I've taken some naps recently. One of them in my car. Like I got home one time last week. I don't know. Maybe it's just, is it the fall? Are we just tired in the fall, or what's going on with us?
I think inadequate sleep.
Probably that's part of it as
I
well.
think that's most of it.
Yeah, I got home, one day last week and just didn't want to get out of my truck and fell asleep there for like 20 minutes at my house.
Really?
Yeah, and then yesterday I took a nap too, but I felt like more justified by that one because I got up really early to do work. And then I knew I was going to stay up late for the Chiefs game. So I took like a 30-minute nap.
Oh, that's great.
And it felt like, I think, whatever, 8 weeks ago on the podcast, you were like, hey, can I squeeze in a nap real fast before you come over?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, in the throes of bath times and stuff like that. It felt like the opposite last night where you were like, hey, I got to record a podcast right before the Chiefs game. And I was like, in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to be the one taking the nap
You
this
get
time.
to take a nap.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, big podcast week for me. Correct opinions yesterday, Ghostrunners today, correct opinions again tomorrow.
little correct opinion Sando.
Yeah. How often do you bathe your kids?
By you bathe, you mean our family? Like
No, how often do they
the
get
kids
clean
bathed?
with
Yeah.
water?
I would say 3 times a week.
Okay,
on
that seems
average.
good.
I think a lot of parents, like, it's like a nighttime routine, like every single night. I would die. I would, that's probably why people only have 2 kids or 1. Like,
because of bath.
I want people to know that I am like, I try to be a good dad. I think realistically I am a pretty good dad,
You're pro children.
but I'm just being realistic. I hate bath time. Like if I were rich enough, I would hire a butler. Well, I don't know.
Bath butler.
Yeah.
A pre-approved.
I would like make my dad feel bad about like how much like I've given him since I'm rich now. I'm like, Dad, you have to bathe my, like you have to come up like somebody that's like my mom, like, listen, Mom, like, look, I bought you a mansion of a house. You have to come over and bathe my kids now.
Because you wouldn't want to, you truly don't trust anyone out there other than your own parents to like bathe your kids.
I guess, or yeah,
What
it's
if there
just
was-
weird.
there
It's
were
just
some
weird to like,
parameters? Hey, we're gonna have some cameras. We're gonna anything you say or do, we're
Yeah.
gonna see it.
yeah, well,
some, like,
yeah, there's got to be
accountability.
something like that. I
Or
don't.
they have to bathe your kids with like one arm behind their back.
They're just
Like,
blindfolded.
how
Just
much-
blindfold bathing. Yeah, B squared. Just yeah. I don't know. I didn't think about the idea of like hiring somebody to bathe my kids. I didn't think about saying that out loud
No,
before
let's
I
talk
said
about it. Let's figure it out.
I hate bath. Maybe I would figure out there's got to be a thing out there that automates baths for you, like an automated bathtub for your children. I would buy it. I don't care if it's $1 million. If I was rich enough, I would buy it. And I would say, here you go, Bo. Get in there. And he just kind of waddles around. You know how they
Like
have
an
that
automated car wash,
well, or like that money tank back in the day, like for remember that
like fundraisers.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's got to be something like that for baths. Kind of like a car wash.
like a phone booth shape. You
Uh-huh.
just go in and just shoots water just
And
everywhere.
it works for any age. Like Rosie could get in there with some goggles and like, so that way it doesn't go up the wrong orifices.
Yeah, it like shoots down.
I think it'd be awesome.
That's a great idea.
I would pay a lot of money for it if I had the money to pay for
Well,
it.
I think I talked about this recently. That couple shower that I used to have, where
Yeah.
you just turn all the faucets on. It was nuts. And
Yeah.
you just do that, but
On a more
smaller.
condensed level.
Yeah, and have soapy water come out.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Babies would love it, of course. They
All
love
ages,
getting
dude.
water on their head, So anyway, yeah, it's just it's frustrating. I hate the ground already. I'm
Yeah.
on the ground. I'm getting wet. It's steamy in there. It's warm. Kids are fighting back. They're crying. Just all about it. Everything about it is just not fun for me. So, and a lot of parents do it, I think, every single night. And I think I could never.
Wow.
It's like a huge sacrifice when I'm the one that bathes our children. Like Catherine actually just texted me as we got over here, like, thank you so much for helping with, bath time and with putting him to bed and all this stuff. And I was like, you're welcome. It's been, it's been a war,
Yeah, you really gotta there's a lot of labor to go around. You really gotta be good at the division of labor.
Yeah.
I feel like, in in parenthood.
And I think I used to feel like really like bad for myself of like, oh, I've already done XYZ. Why do I have to do this? And now it's just like the more mature and the older you get, you're just like, it needs to be done. It's either me or my wife or no one's going to do this. So
Buck
just
up.
do it. Yeah. Get over yourself and just pick it up, whatever.
That's fun.
So,
I think Rachel and I are kind of the stage right now where I'm like genuinely enjoying kind of our two individual lives starting to just barely start to intertwine just a little bit,
yeah.
just little by little. Like, it starts when you first start dating someone, it starts with like your time, right? You start to share your time together. The consequence of that is you start to share memories together. And then now we're to the point where like, we're finally starting to have like errands that we both need, like the house needs stuff.
Sure.
So this is like our first time having like shared errands.
Yeah.
Sharon's.
And then, Sharon's. And
it's fun.
Sharon's Osborne's.
It's like, hey, one of us needs to get light bulbs. It's like, I love that that's a to-do for both of us.
And you're going to start getting, and you already probably are getting invited to weddings. And so you got like a shared gift that you're getting people. That's a shared responsibility.
Yeah.
Just little things.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun little stage.
Yeah, man.
It's like, we need to do this at some point.
I will say I've learned that I think there's somebody out there that might have feelings deeper than you do for Rachel Coop.
Unfortunately, I came face to face with this person today.
I mean, just the eye of the tiger from Robert Bradley Ellis, AKA Bo. I mean, the guy is obsessed with her.
He really didn't take his eyes off of her much at dinner tonight.
I mean,
I've never looked at Rachel like that.
Yeah. I mean, just a little like kind of, sometimes it was like blank stares. Other times it was kind of like this like smirk of like, you see me how well I'm eating over here?
Here's something
bell peppers and quinoa. Protein with
keeping my mouth pretty clean. Not too many.
Yeah, at one point he had like all these little, whatever, not kernels of quinoa, whatever, like grain,
Keens.
Yeah.
Keens of Wa. Here's what I noticed is Bo says, Catherine's like, all right, Bo, you got to go to bed. Give me a hug. Gives Catherine a hug. She says, Bo, do you want to give Mr. Jake a hug? He thinks about it for a little bit. I open my arms real wide. I think then Catherine's like, yeah, go give him a hug. Very hesitant, but he does eventually give me a hug. And then Brad's like, Bo, you want to give Miss Rachel a hug?
Giddy. The kid's giddy.
Yeah. He was sprinting over.
Old Leadfoot. Boom, boom. I mean, he's laughing out loud. Like,
he's
the thought of huggy Rachel.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, you're saying I could hug her now? Thought I couldn't do that till I was 13.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was pumped. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I will say, to your defense, he's not super like affectionate towards anybody really. So it's more just Rachel than it is like you're the problem. It's just she's the solution.
Okay.
But yeah, he was all about Rachel tonight. And like, yeah, since Rachel's obviously been around your guys' house more, they go on walks and he's always like, can we go see Miss Rachel? Miss Rachel home? Miss Rachel home? Can I? Yeah,
Miss Rachel need light bulbs? Like, I can help out. Like, she need to paint in the living room.
And you're like, back up, bud.
Hey, that's our to-do list, our errands.
Anyway, yeah.
Rachel made a little boo-boo this week. We were going to paint potentially the new podcast studio this Saturday night. We were going to go to Lowe's, get the paint, have a nice little night. And we don't have scissors in the new house yet. Rachel bought some new silverware, so she was trying to cut zip ties with a knife. And anyway, one got away from her. She sliced the webbing in her hand between like her thumb and her finger. And I got to give her credit. I mean, so calmly. I mean, it's so funny because I'll say the most minuscule things sometimes. I'm like, I never seen that before. And she will react. What do you, where, what is it? What is it? I'm like, yo, calm down. You're like a golden retriever, And then, but on the contrary, this time, she slices her hand open. She goes, ooh, I just cut my hand. I think it's pretty deep. I mean, just that like subtle. I was like, okay, let me look at it. And right away, I was like, ooh, that's deep. But I think a little like camp counselor training, just like borderline like parenting training a little bit. It's like, if you don't freak out, they don't freak out.
Yeah.
A little bit. So it's like, ooh, okay, maybe let's get a paper towel on it. Maybe stop the bleeding.
Tourniquet.
Rachel's like, you think we need to go to like urgent care or something? And in my head, I'm like, yes, definitely. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'll Google it. Google it. And
how many yards deep does a cut need to be before you go to urgent care?
It says if it's still bleeding after a moat night, you should probably take it in. And because I was like, I like started my car, like I was ready to like leave when she did this. So I was like, well, why don't you just hop in the car and like we'll go to Lowe's, but if it's still bleeding, we can run by urgent care. And fully knowing like we are headed straight to an emergency room. And so we go to like a little emergency room thing, and I was like, is it still bleeding? She's like, yeah, I think so. I was like, all right, why don't we go in?
Yeah.
And then of course like, woo. It looks like you need some stitches, girl.
Did she talk later? Like, yeah, I was a little nervous, or like, did she say anything like that? Like,
Uh,
have you experienced her in a state of not panic, but like, have you had anything like not obviously like physical pain like that, but like anything where she's like really stressed and you've seen
yeah,
her in
no,
that
it was kind
environment
of
yet?
fun
Yeah.
because Rachel kept apologizing. She's like, "I'm sorry, we were gonna have such a good night tonight." I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
"No, this is fun. This is memories.
This is a
As long as
memory.
you're okay, this is
Yeah,
fun. This is great."
sure.
And yeah, I complimented Rachel like when the night was over. I was like, "That was so fun to get to experience that with you because I feel like I got to see a new side of you, and I
Mhm.
really enjoyed it." I was like, "You were so calm the whole time. You claimed it never hurt. It had to have hurt." She was like, I kept checking in. "Hey, how you doing?" "Oh, I feel great." I was like, "Are you sure? This isn't some sort of like trauma induced like adrenaline thing,
Yeah, yeah.
And the whole time we were at the, emergency room, she's cracking jokes, she's being herself. She was, jealous. And so I commented at the end of the night. I was like, that was so fun to get to see you do that. Cause I feel like I got to see a glimpse of the mother you're gonna be someday
Mm.
and just like how you handle
Yeah.
stress and, unknown circumstances and just, yeah, it was cool. And yeah, in the midst of everything, we're on our way to the, emergency room, her hands bleeding like crazy. And she makes the comment, "Oh, you think my Be Real will go off when I'm in there?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, you're clearly not
Oh,
freaking out
please,
too
please,
much.
please, 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 please. Come on.
Please be real, be real. Oh, maybe on the way over, you could like wrap your car around a telephone pole. If you think Be Real is gonna go, I mean, it's 8:30.
Ooh, like if you rear-ended, we had like a double Be Real. Yeah, like can you imagine?
If we try to like, yeah, rear-end someone who's Gen Z, that way, like they're more likely to have Be Real, and we could, yeah,
We
could
could Be
like get
Real
there-
on Be Reals.
double
Yeah.
B's, double Reals.
Oh my gosh, like
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be fun. What if you like attacked the doctor?
Yeah. What if and as we were walking in, you got carjacked? Ah.
Ooh, and
then Be Real
I
went
could
off.
caption it like car jaked or something. Like what if,
Yeah.
what if, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? I'm like, it's gonna be pretty easy. I'm driving a convertible. It's very drafty.
Catherine's real into that as well. Like she's like, we're having good vibes, or whatever. Everything's going great outside. She's like, oh, I hope my Be Real goes off right
Yeah,
now.
it's so funny.
Oh yeah.
I like
and
that.
then when it does go off, she gets. I mean, it's like a dopamine. Like, oh, Be Real. Here it is. Yes.
I don't think I think I've been around Rachel once ever when it's gone off.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't realize it went off at the same time for everybody.
yeah, it's kind of cool that
Yeah.
way. I like that we are the ones making a living off of social media, and we
Mhm.
don't have this app,
Right.
And the ladies do. It's kind
Yeah.
of fun. Rachel had me check it, because her hand is wrapped up and everything. She's like, "Will you check if it's gone off?" And I don't normally like to admit stuff like this, but I felt a little behind on the technology because it was a new app interface. I'd never seen it before.
You got sleep wrapped.
And I was like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Like, I don't know if it's gone off or who I'm looking at. Who's this friend? Hey, who's this guy?
Yeah. Whoa.
No,
Bo's got one.
What's Bosun?
Yeah. That's Catherine's. That's Bo on Catherine's.
Okay, I got a little
All right,
nervous.
all right, yeah.
Okay.
I can't control what she posts.
It kind of a "where's my hug" vibe. You're gonna raise your son to be like kind of that. Like, Rachel, where's my hug? You gotta come over and eat dinner without hugging me.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun night. She got some stitches. She's fine. She's a little worried right now. She may never be able to set a volleyball again, which I've tried to remind her a couple times that Brian Robinson, the NFL running back,
Yeah.
got shot a month ago and he played a game
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
He'll be fine.
I was like, I think the human body's pretty good at recovering. But worst case scenario, you can't set a volleyball. I think you're still going to be all right.
Well, okay, no. Worst case scenario, there's no way she can't set a volleyball. There's a potential that she can't set it like Rachel Coop used to be able to set it, but she will still be able to set it so well, right? Like that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, now I'm only like better than every single person here still. Like she's still gonna be like and an injured Rachel Coop is still better than a healthy anybody else. I've never seen her play. I just know it.
You just know. Yeah, I
you
appreciate
just
that
tell.
belief.
You can tell when somebody's good at something because they don't ever talk about it, and they're like
Other
they
people have
don't
to
ever
talk about
brag.
it.
Like they
Yeah.
don't ever brag about it. They're just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I like volleyball a lot.
Yeah, I had to find out information from like old cover photos. Not even like pictures she's like, like photos she's been tagged in,
Sure.
or like grandma. I get a lot of info of grandma, like previous accolades.
Oh, you're really good.
long drive champion. Wow, that's not even volleyball. Okay, cool.
There you go.
So anyway, she's doing great though.
I'm glad. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it's healing well. From
What do you know about stitches?
Well, you could just tell. It's not like, whoa, that's bad.
Okay, did you
I
just
don't
do
know.
that?
Whoever did it did a good job. I'm just saying.
Oh, this was interesting. The doctor who like stitched her up, it just seems like in the medical world, it seems like an industry that is very by the book, right? I mean, HIPAA is very protective. There's all this like,
Okay.
patient relationship. Like it seems like everything is done in a proper way. And what he commanded Rachel to do was so improper. He was like, all right, so you're going to want to take these stitches out in 10 days. And if I were you, I'd probably just have like a nurse or doctor friend just like take him out for you.
Oh, just like a random person.
That was like the main suggestion. That was like option one. Like option one, have a friend do it in like a backyard during like a cookout. Option two, he's like, we can do it, but we're gonna charge you money.
Right. I was gonna say, like, this guy.
So it was very nice of him.
It's technically like an emergency room, is what it says on the outside of the place, but it's like an urgent care kind of place.
Yeah, and that was
so maybe he's like, maybe they assumed that you guys didn't have money, or like they didn't want you to spend any, like you said, like, we're gonna have to charge you more for it. It's not that big of a deal.
It was nice of him. I was just surprised it wasn't like, hey, in 10 days you're gonna need to come back and see us. Hey, but if you want, like, you can just get a friend to do this.
I don't know enough about this stuff to really talk too much about it, but I'm pretty sure sometimes, like, depending on where you get the stitches or what kind of stitches, they just like dissolve or fall out or something.
You're thinking of that thing that was really popular in 8th grade, the strips, like the
Listerine?
Listerine strips.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
you're thinking of Listerine strips.
Did you ever go one pack, all of them? Did you
No,
ever?
no.
Oh, dude, it was like Warheads and Listerine full pack were like Daredevil if you did that. Like, you did them all in one, and those things felt like they were like $8 per little pack.
Keegan just ripped a full pack of Listerine strips
Whoa.
and did a suicide at Pizza Inn. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all in one. Yeah.
You're telling me you've heard of stitches that just dissolve?
I'm pretty sure, like, one's like, I don't.
In your body? I mean, I'm not saying they don't exist. It's kind of
Not
fascinating.
inside your body. No, not inside your body. Like,
maybe they do though.
Like, I could be wrong, but I feel like whenever Isaac got his stitches on his head, like, I think they just kind of went away.
They just let them fall out.
I don't know. Now that you're questioning it, I feel real uncomfortable.
It's like a June bug carcass. Just kind of let it hang on the tree.
Yeah,
and
I don't
fly
know,
off.
man. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, we don't know. With marketing degrees, we don't know. It seems crazy, but it's
Knack,
also like
Knack Baxter's our resident,
Ghostrunners MD.
Yeah, let us know, Knack. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad she's doing all right.
Yeah, doing great. Yeah, and she's already found a stitch remover. She's got that in place.
Good.
So that's good.
It's because she's 26 and has a million friends that are nurses.
Yeah. Yep. She's set. Yeah. She went to a wedding shower the next day, and of course, everyone's. Yeah. She's got this huge bandage, and she was like, "Should I take it off? Because I don't want everyone to like ask me questions on like Abby's day." Yeah. I was like, "That is nice, but I feel like you just got stitches, and they told you to leave this on, so like maybe leave it on."
Yeah. We did a little live stream today, which was pretty fun.
Yeah, I think that'll be a regular thing.
Yeah. So we did it on Gene Shorts Comedy's Instagram page. And so I already told this story to the 200 or so people who tuned into that.
It was pretty much all Ghostrunners listeners. So thank you guys.
But so I forgot to mention last week, didn't mention because I didn't think it was that interesting. But Bo and I went and got our haircuts together, which was kind of a fun father-son bonding time last Thursday. So we got our haircuts beforehand. We went to Chick-fil-A, and in the window of Chick-fil-A, like outside, they were doing construction on a different building, and it was like the best thing Bo's ever seen. Like, I didn't even know. I don't know how he knows this stuff. I'm sure Catherine has taught him, but like, he was so pumped. He's like, excavator,
really,
bulldozer, and like was so pumped. And so that was a fun little memory. And then we went from there to the haircut place. I got my haircut first. He was a little bit apprehensive. But then the barber, just combed his hair for like 3 minutes, put on some Minions on TV, and he was good. He was set.
Oh, okay, good.
So then he gets his haircut. I think he looks awesome. This is his second haircut ever. The first haircut was with Marv. I mentioned that on the podcast, maybe. Marv, the old man, like just mangled like the back of his hair.
That's right.
Like just like didn't really even bend down to like try to. He just kind of like. It looked like he, did a blindfolded bath on his hair. Like, just like didn't really look and just took like the zero clippers and just zoom, zoom. And so like this huge, like upside down U on the back of Bo's head. So we're like, we're not going to him again. So this guy did a great job. He does. So he charged me, he charged an adult $30 for a haircut, which I think is reasonable, not cheap, not
it's
crazy.
More than great clips.
Yeah. It's like, and he does a good job in my opinion, so I'm okay paying it. But then for kids cuts, he charges $25, and I'm like, ooh, that's a little bit of a.
It's not a big discount.
No, it's like a kid thing, and whatever. But he's a small business owner. He's starting his own thing. He's pretty brand new to like doing it by himself. So I want to support him. So we go and get it, and we get home. I'm so pumped, but Catherine like sees Bo and she's like, the top's just a little bit long, and obviously it's going to get longer over time. maybe we should go back and just get the top cut a little bit more. And I'm like, great, whatever. Usually hairdressers have like a week guarantee or something like that. Like, and so I texted him. I was like, hey, can we come in sometime? Like, is there a good schedule for us to get in and, like find a time to just trim this real quick? He's like, yeah, just make an appointment, on my website. And, yeah, we can definitely make that work. And I was like, awesome. So we go in there this morning at 9 a.m.
Hold on. This guy has an interface on his website where you can book appointments, but you texted him?
Yeah, because, well, yeah. So he's got like this, yeah, it's some app actually that he's on that you can make appointments. But I thought like the appointments, if you make an appointment, it blocks off like an hour, I think, for your appointment.
Oh.
Plus, I think a lot of times like maybe 30 or 45 minutes after.
Whoa,
so
you can never win the MVP.
Well, yeah, I'm like, it doesn't take that long to cut anybody's hair.
You gotta get a new app guy.
I genuinely, I'm like, he's losing money here potentially.
Totally.
I understand like the idea of like, you always want to be able to get in at the right time, but like whatever. And so that's why I was thinking like, this is going to take 2 minutes.
I don't need to book an hour.
Can you just let me know like a time where you think it's going to be like a little bit slower? We can, zoom in there real quick. And so I make this appointment, go in there this morning at 9 a.m. Bo is in the seat for 2 minutes, genuinely, and gets out and he goes over to his little thing where you do the bill or whatever. He presses some buttons and it says $25.
Oh.
And I saw it coming a little bit, like when he went over there.
Dude, that is robbery. That is like in the scene from Liar Liar when he gets his car back and he's like, how do you sleep at night? And then he reaches in and he takes like a little tree that smells good. What are those things called? Whatever.
Air freshener.
It takes a little air freshener. He's like, I'm keeping this. Or I'm taking this. It's like you stick it to the man.
I didn't have any kind of like.
You grab a handful of suckers.
Yeah.
We're taking these.
Yeah.
Back home.
He gave Bo a sucker and it was like 9 a.m. So I was like, I don't think he should have a sucker. And I was like, you know what?
$25?
Yeah.
I'll take 2.
Mystery flavor dum dum. I'll take it. Yeah. I just had I ate the hot dog, as we say,
Yeah. And eat it slow.
People pleaser, non-comfort. I don't think I'm a people pleaser as much as I am a non-confrontational person, which
they go
probably
hand
is
in hand.
A little bit Venn diagram. But like, I didn't want to have an argument with this guy. I didn't want to like, whatever. But I'm like that, whatever, whatever. Have a good day. I want to support you.
$25 for 2 minutes.
I mean, yeah.
This guy's making $5,000 an hour.
He's like, gladly I'll have, gladly come back in, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love for you to come back in and have an appointment with me. And I reread the text and the wording could have been a little more clear of like, can I just hop in there? Should take 2 minutes and just get this, I didn't say that. I just said, can we find a time to get in there? So anyway, so Bo might have a more expensive haircut than anybody I know.
Than me? I got mine cut this week.
I mean, yeah, crazy.
$16.
$50 for a 2-year-old haircut. If you don't think we're living in, bougie Johnson County, Kansas, think again.
Believe it now.
So just non sequitur. Thank you guys for buying merch and supporting us. We could use it right about now.
Yeah, go check it out. Brad made a bunch of really fun new designs and yeah, they're just fun.
Yeah. We had a ghostie also make a few designs. Allie Hoopy.
Oh, yeah.
Hippie.
Ooh,
Hey.
Rachel Coop. Pretty much right in time, dare I say.
Great.
Wow. Guys, look how nice Rachel looks.
Oh,
Oh, not an athlete. She lost all.
Whoa, that was fake. That was a fake.
She lost her athleticism. You'll never set the volleyball
Yeah, I
again.
won't.
Look at the way you walk.
Yeah, let's see.
Down.
Do you want to show everyone the whoa. Oh, yeah.
You know what that just reminded me of? I saw this. This is going to be dumb. You could turn your wrist. This is going to be a very visual part. You could turn your wrist all the way around without ever bending your wrist. Okay? So you start like this, and then you go up, and you go down, and you go forward. Wait. Up,
This is good. Over.
left,
Yeah.
forward.
Forward, better, best.
I know that. Wait,
Dang it. The TikTok I saw was amazing.
I know I've seen that before.
Hold on. Your palm is up.
It's your bull.
Oh,
Yes. Okay, I did.
Yeah.
Okay, YouTube. All right, I'm ready now.
All right.
Palm is up, out in front of you. Everyone,
Say, hey.
hey, give me the money you owe
Okay,
me.
that'll be, you have 18 cents is your change. That's how your hand is right now. You're taking the change.
Okay, now you're saying, hey, right this way, gentlemen.
Oh, come on.
Come
over
on
here.
up, come on up. And now it's like, hey, which way is the restroom? Oh, it's over here.
No, it's national anthem. It's national anthem
Okay,
time.
national anthem time. National anthem time. And now it is sign language for or what do you want to say here?
I don't. What are we going this?
Yeah, you're going out.
You're saying. You're saying the countryside is vast.
The countryside is vast, and your arm is now extended out in front of you.
Uh-huh.
And now we're going to repeat those actions, but with, kind of a different orientation. So now it's like, we're going back. Hey, come on in.
Come on in.
Hey, national
No, that's
anthem.
tomahawk chop. Tomahawk chop.
Tomahawk chop.
Hey, tomahawk chop.
And now we're going this way. Hey, put the kid to bed. Put the kid to bed.
Hey, yeah. Lie down.
Hey,
lie down.
Lie down. Lie down.
Lie down.
And now, Brad, what's this one? Kind of a Korean military command.
Okay.
And march.
Yes.
We go out that way.
Uh-huh.
Now look at your wrist, everyone. Without ever bending it, you have turned it from give me 18 cents to lie down, child.
Oh, yeah.
How'd we do that? Pretty
Basically,
cool.
we just did the Macarena. If you... Hey, Macarena.
Here's what I'll say. That wasn't in my notes. I wasn't planning
That
on
wasn't in
talking
your
about
notes?
that.
You told me you were going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We
You,
talked about this.
I saw you in the car earlier. You were napping, but
No,
really
I
you weren't.
wasn't. The way Rachel came in with her stitched web like that, I was like, oh, that triggered something in me. I was like, let's do this really fun activity. Man, that was a good time.
All right.
Don't regret that for a second. Anyway, Rachel,
fun.
give everyone a big thumbs up.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel. Rachel brought me something. Let's see if I can recognize it by the scent. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it's gonna be a fun sound.
Oh,
Decent. Brad, I'll tell you that smells like caramelized coffee from Chike.com.
Is that Chike protein iced coffee?
I like Chike.com.
Really? Coffee's favorite protein?
That's the one.
Oh my goodness.
That is indeed the one. Yeah, it
20
is.
grams of protein, 2 shots of real espresso coffee per serving. Only 1 gram of sugar?
That's what it smells like, and it's not even added sugar. At least the way it smells.
Yeah, Chike.com, CHIKE.com.
I like Chike.com.
Mm-hmm.
/ Ghostrunners. Yeah. Yeah, guys, we've been blown away by y'all's response to us. They were Ghostrunners listeners, the Chike people, and so they're like even in the Facebook group. They love how much you guys are posting about it.
Yeah.
They've been a sponsor for 2 episodes. This is their 3rd episode, and I wanted to talk about. I mean, you guys know the product at this point. We're still going to talk about it, but even just like some nice things that people have said to us. They said, for those of you on the fence about buying it, it's very good and very worth it. Energy drinks always give me a jittery feeling, which I hate, not to mention they're literally awful for you. Chike is the perfect amount of energy and doesn't have the nasty, this is definitely a protein drink taste. That's from just a listener. Shout out Peter.
Shout out, Peter.
We didn't pay Peter to say
Come on,
that.
Peter.
Or I didn't. Brad, did you?
No.
Cool. People were even asking for Chike merch. You guys are awesome. So yeah, it is great. We do love it. And like we've said before, it is the official high protein, low sugar sponsor of the Ghostrunners podcast in the greater Johnson County area.
Yep. Home of $50 haircuts for toddlers.
Yes. Get it now. You'll receive it in less than a castle night, less than a fortnight even. Get yourself a sampler pack. You can get 15% off your first order if you use code Ghostrunners, all one word. Also, the link in description. It's already got the promo code embedded in there.
Hello.
So, I mean, that's easy. That is easy.
I have some $5 jokes written down for Chike.
Do you actually?
Uh-huh.
Let's hear it, baby.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I have 5 of them. 5 for Chike. Okay, first one. Hey, why can't you get any better than Chike?
How come?
Because Chike's peak. That's a contraction. Chike is peak.
Chike, because
Chike's Peak.
Chike's Peak. Where is Pikes Peak? Is that Seattle?
Colorado.
What am I thinking of?
Mount Rainier.
No.
Probably.
No, it's like Pikes. You keep going. Keep on with the jokes.
Speaking of Colorado, what are the main rules to adventuring outdoors in Colorado?
Oh, what are they?
Grab a Chike, take a hike.
Pike Place Market.
Oh, yeah. Of
So
course.
pretty close. Pike,
Sure.
Pike Place. Pike Place.
How
Right
do
next
you,
to Boardwalk.
hey, Jake, how do you greet
Hey.
someone else when you're both drinking Chike?
Oh, you do the thing with your wrist where you say, come in.
Yeah, pretty much with a Chike wave.
Chike-wave.
Hey, I see you're drinking Chike.
Chike-wave.
Coffee's favorite protein.
I used to have a joke like that back in the day. This is like the beginning of Jake Triplett comedy, probably 2013. I remember having a joke where it was like, how do you say, and this was in a song, not a stand-up performance. It was a song. It was, I've like moved on from this. I've said goodbye to dirty jobs.
Yeah.
Call that a microwave.
Oh, nice.
Bars.
Yeah,
How
that
about
is
that?
bars.
Thanks.
That's beyond like your pay grade, whatever that was. Like
Yeah,
you're-
no one got it.
Okay, two more. What do you call it when you purchase chike for a friend and they send you a picture of them enjoying it?
What?
That's you living chicariously.
That's good.
That's good. Bars,
Snaps
bars,
for
bars,
that.
bars, bars,
Snaps
bars.
for that.
And
That's good.
lastly, where can you purchase chike island side? Chaikiki. Chike, chike, man.
Dude, the energy, that makes me laugh so hard. You go so hard.
Chike.com. Promo code Ghostrunners, baby.
I mean, you were really, you're missing out if you skip the ads. You know, like you're not going to get this from any other podcast. Who's doing ad reads like this? Show me.
Show me, I dare you.
Chike.
Show me that farm.
Mr. Chike.
Mr. Chike.
Oh, that's funny. Chike. Oh, thank you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Brad, tell them about the Chiefs game last night.
Chiefs game was awesome. Jake and I went to it. Just kidding.
Something
No.
else that happened this week? No.
No, yeah. We got to go thanks to a ghost runner, Andrew Schutte, who works for the Chiefs. He's like a data analyst. I don't know the exact terms that he would use to describe himself, but that's
Data analyst for the Chiefs? I mean, that sounds
Yeah.
like my dream job when I was 17. I can't believe that job exists.
yeah. Jake
Congrats,
was like, that
Schutte.
sounds amazing. And it was fun. We got to see him and hang out with him for just like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the game. But a few cool anecdotes from him. Really good chike. Yeah.
It really is
That
good.
hits
It
the
tastes
spot,
so
yeah.
good. The caramel's amazing.
Um,
Thanks, Rachel.
So Schutte was saying that like what did he say? Like he can either choose to obviously go to the games or he can get paid to just like be there and work the games and like not truly watch it, but kind of watch it like in his office. Right.
Yeah. He gets to watch like a live feed on a TV and still hear
Yeah.
the rumble of the crowd.
Yeah. That's what I thought was so cool is like, he said like, you know, especially for some of the iconic games the last few years, like they're like his water on his desk will literally like rumble
He
when
was telling us about
the
famous
crowd goes nuts.
Chiefs moments. He's like, remember that thing? Yeah. You could like feel it. It was like vibrating. It's
So
like, that's awesome.
I haven't talked to him about last night yet, but I'm curious.
Oh,
Last night, people anecdotally on Twitter, like I've been to, you know, Arrowhead games for the last 20 years. This is easily the loudest I've ever heard Arrowhead boo.
it was pretty cool that we were there on a somewhat monumental night, which
Yeah.
you called it at the beginning. Brad's
Yes.
like, hey, tonight's going to be, what did you say? Like
I was like, I'm feeling a big game from Travis Kelce is what I said.
yeah, Travis Kelce caught 4 touchdown passes. If you're a football fan, that's wild, even for any player, much less a tight end. So
Yeah.
we got to witness it. And on top of that, there was like a really bad call, which I know it's a bummer to hear any sports fan talk about the refs, but it was just like, just trust us. It was a call that like, I mean, yeah, like Brad was saying, you know, or was close
I mean, it
to
was
saying,
like a trending Twitter, like people everywhere were
like
like,
announcers, non-Chiefs fans. I mean, the entire
Unanimous.
like sports world is tweeting like the
That
rules
was a
of-
bad call.
That's one of the worst calls I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
Yeah.
And
and so like Jake and I, you know, Jake and I, like obviously if you listen to this podcast, you know us guys. Like we were like, oh, that stinks. What are they doing? What?
it's like, dang.
And then, you know, Jake and I are over it in 10 seconds. The rest of the stadium, so there's 70,000 people in that stadium. 69,998 of them were not over it as quickly as we were. Like, I mean, not only did they boo the rest of the quarter into the half, but literally like the first, you know, right out of the gate, you know, in the second half, people were just booing
still
like
booing this
crazy.
It was an interesting environment to be in. It felt like somewhat hostile, where it's just like, I think I texted our friends, like, if we don't get a couple calls or if we end up losing this game, there's
Yeah.
going to be like some fights in the stand. Like
Yeah.
there was just so much
I
hostility.
texted my
was
dad
crazy.
jokingly to an extent of like Arrowhead's about to riot. Like, because there were people that like, probably 4 people that threw like their drinks out onto the field.
Yeah, it really wasn't much.
You know, it's still Kansas City, so it's not like this ridiculous, like
it's not Philly.
People at the end of the day, yeah, are rational, but they're also crazy about the Chiefs. And so they were so mad. And it was like a big swing. It was like probably a 7 to 10 point swing potentially.
Because the play, it was a turnover. We sacked him. Yeah,
So
it was a
anyway,
big play.
I don't think we mentioned this on the podcast last week, but our seats were literally right behind the goalpost in one of the end zones. And so we had the thought, like we kind of realized it last week at some point. We're like, what if we brought like a Ghostrunners banner or something? Do you think we
Yeah,
could be
Ellis
seen?
Custom Creation
Yeah.
sign.
And I think we were row 34 out of 38. So we're like, we're too far back. We wouldn't be seen. So we didn't bring anything. But then like we were like, we got to do something. Once we got there, we're like,
Yeah.
there's a chance we could be on TV. And so we put on our story, like every single time they kick a field goal, we're just going to be raising the roof the whole time. And so like as they're kicking it, Jake and I are just raising the roof.
Oh yeah.
And it was so funny because both times that they actually kicked it, like the Chiefs actually kicked it towards us, the guy missed the kick. And so we're raising our roof before he kicks it. And then as he's kicking it and missing it, it was like, do I commit to raising the roof? Do I stop this? And no one said that they saw us, but
Haven't heard back from anyone.
we also weren't just like furiously raising the roof. We were
pretty far back.
We were going for tone, rather than,
Yeah.
reps.
It was really fun to raise the roof with you though.
Yeah, and we had a lot of fun. A few things that I yelled out probably 100 times. One of my favorite things to yell out whenever the other team does something poor is I just yell loser, like at the top of my lungs. Like it's just a fun thing to like. It's a little mean, and it's pretty mean, but it's like it's clean mean. I just loser. It's like if the other team has a defensive pass interference or something.
Oh, you
loser. Loser. I yelled that. There was a couple in front of us. It was their birthday.
Oh, we yelled happy birthday to
the
them
woman
40 times.
Oh, every time we did something good.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! I think we eventually even incorporated it into the Tomahawk chant.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
37. Oh! Yeah, she was awesome. I mean, eventually she didn't even, at the beginning, every time we say happy birthday, she kind of turned around thanks guys. And by the end, she didn't even turn around.
She didn't even acknowledge us. I had a video at the end, like, happy birthday, showing her, and she didn't even look back.
You should upload some of those to Patreon or something. Because I have one of us giving the refs a thumbs down, a Catherine thumbs down in the game.
Oh, yeah. With the booze, like all the booze going. And I'm just like very tepidly dumbing down.
So it took me a while to find this because the NFL scrubbed this footage from Twitter.
Right.
They deleted it. Everyone is booing this head ref, and we didn't notice it live in the stadium, but it's going massively viral on Twitter afterwards.
Because it was so loud.
It was so loud you couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
So this ref, you guys know football, like the head ref will have to announce the penalties, out loud through his microphone. And anytime this guy talks, there's booing, so we can't hear it. But on TV, after this booing has been going for 5 minutes, this is his voice, and this is the announcement he gives to everyone at Arrowhead Stadium last night.
There's no foul in play for a block in the back. Timeout. There's no foul in play for a block in the back. Timeout.
So we got him. Part of me, honestly, just as a human, just felt bad. I was like, dang, did we bring him to tears?
I don't know. That was a weird thing, dude. Yeah, it was like, is he that nervous for his livelihood here?
That was fascinating.
I think I've said this before. Like, I take it personally if my team loses and I am physically there to witness it.
Dude, I had a good time reading articles and hearing podcasters this morning talking about the Chiefs. They're like, this is going to sound crazy to say, but Arrowhead Stadium played a role in that game last night.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
It was
to
awesome.
be there for a night like that.
It was like, let's freaking go. Near the third quarter, I started getting a pretty bad headache. I think I was just malnourished. I didn't have enough.
Malnourished. Not enough Drake.
Honestly, I think I was dehydrated. And so I think I just I was very thirsty and I was like, I could go for a water. But when it's must see football all the time, you don't ever want to get up and go to the concession stand until halftime, and everyone goes then. And so I was like, I'm just going to power through this thing. But I was struggling. But I stuck through it.
Yeah, it was fun
with it.
What way to stick with that one. One last thing I'll say about football is just it's fun being at Arrowhead because Arrowhead Stadium has the Guinness World Record for the loudest outdoor stadium, and people even say it's not acoustically built to even be that loud. It's truly the human effect. The people who come to these games are just loud in general. And you hear Hall of Fame quarterbacks talk about, I did not like playing in Arrowhead,
Oh, yeah.
And so it's fun to already be a part of that. And then to hear people be it's never been that loud before. It's we were there for that. How fun was that?
The pride in me loves the home field advantage aspect.
It was cool. And texting our friends, I remember being LOL, are these boos this loud on TV?
Yeah,
and Isaac and Luke are dude, it's crazy on TV right now.
Oh, it was so fun.
It was fun. Good memories.
It's it also reminded me watching football live, just how much harder it really is in real. I don't know.
Every completion was whoa. how do we do that?
Yeah.
And you watch on TV,
And it's like
it
that
looks
was 6 yards?
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Gosh,
It felt like he was running forever.
Yeah, everything seems so
I think
hard.
at one point I was like, how long do you think that run was? And you're like, I don't know, like 15 yards. I was like, yeah, it was 16. I thought it was like 40. I thought he was running forever. And same with like the opposite where like they're at the 1 yard line one time and I was like, it's right there. Just lean over and put the ball up. Like how do people ever get stopped here? You know? So yeah, it was awesome. Oh, can we talk about your car real quick?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. You want?
I biffed it a little bit.
Go ahead.
A minor biff, but just like, major league sports, it's hard. It's annoying to like park anywhere. And I'm kind of just following the crowd. And we get to a point where it's like, I think I followed the crowd a little too much. Like we are so close to the stadium.
Yeah.
And we're not like early by any means.
Arrowhead is like known for tailgating, the atmosphere of tailgate. It's like apparently Shooty was telling us people got there at 6 a.m.
The tailgate. Like they will camp outside of where you're going to camp outside.
Yeah. And so we are definitely in the row of people like parking lot, people that have been there for 10 hours.
Yeah. And we start to realize that. I'm like, this was not a good move. Like we are so close that
we had a gold parking pass. So we're like, maybe this is like a really good parking pass. So
gold seems good.
And no one was like directing us really. And so we're like, I don't know.
I just kind of kept following this SUV. And anyway, yeah. Brad and I are both chatting like, I messed up. Like this is not going to work.
We were kind of laughing about it.
It was fine. And Brad had the windows down. And so you guys gotta experience just like public with Brad, just public, just like
when I'm in the right mood. It's really like if I have somebody like Jake with me that like will appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. I mean, there's not a person there that Brad won't talk to. And it's always dumb stuff. Brad's like, you guys cheering for the Chiefs tonight?
You guys Chiefs fans too? Oh, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
You guys gonna catch the game? You guys watch it with some friends? Or
are you guys going in?
Oh, you're going in?
You're going in? Okay.
Oh, cool. Let's do it.
Okay. We'll see you in there maybe.
Okay. Give me a little tomahawk chop. Okay, we're past. All right. It's fine. So Brad's talking to everyone. We got the windows down. It's fun. And then Brad's chatting with these people. These people are just in lawn chairs, just like in a parking spot. And so Brad's like, "Can we park here?"
There was like a big like RV Winnebago kind of thing in one spot, and then next to them was like a Expedition that was taking up like 1 1/8 spot. Like it was barely over the line, but there was definitely enough room in this
room for a
vacant
car.
spot next to it. And then there was another truck on the other side, so it was tight.
So we had to kick out an entire tailgate. A lot of people looking at us, and they're like,
they were nice about it though.
They were nice.
I rolled down my window. I was like, "Do you mind if we park here?"
They're like, "I mean, if you think you could fit."
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't love their pessimism because they're probably right. And so then in front of all these people, I have to, and we got cars behind us. It was a high
got
pressure
out.
situation.
They were like, "Hey, you're going to have to get out."
Brad's like, "Is that a fat joke?"
Okay, cool. I'm trying.
But yes, definitely. I will definitely get out before in.
Hey.
Yeah. And so Brad gets out, and then all these people are watching me. And then like I'm in the middle of like it is so intense. And then there's like this loud knock at my window. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I look over and it's the guy's like, I thought that thing could park itself. I was like, all right. Good one. Hold on. I'm trying to focus right now, dude.
You got real close to the car, like when on your front left, but I was like, he's got sensors. So surely
I trust the sensors. And so I had to do a little 4-pointer or so, but I got in there, felt really good about it. Perfect park job, felt great. And the whole time I'm doing it, the guy who parked over the line, he's in like this big, like blacked out, like Denali or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Expedition. Yeah. And he's just staring at me the whole time. It was like he was on, like, I got the vibe that he double parked on purpose,
100%.
being like, no one is going to park next to me if I do this. And I was like, watch me.
I'll call your bluff.
Yeah, I want to go to the Chiefs game with my friend. And he was just staring me down. And so I was like, I get like a weird vibe from this situation, which I'm not a big, like, I don't know, materialistic guy. A lot of times, like, it's all good.
And you're not paranoid either. You're not like one of those guys that's like, this guy's definitely gonna like bash my car in.
I leave doors unlocked. I'm not one of those guys, but it's just the way he was looking at me while I parked. I was like, I got a weird vibe from this. And so anyway, I took a picture of his license plate.
It was just a quick like unlock the phone.
All right, let's go. Hey, let's go. And so he walked in, and it was crazy. I mean, we were in our seats in 5 minutes. I've never gone that quickly.
I told my dad 4 minutes.
It was crazy.
I mean, we turned
it felt
around
illegal.
And it was like we were handicap parking. It was like we were right at the stadium.
It was.
And then there was like no line for whatever reason.
To get in.
And then we were like, okay, so what number are our seats? And I was like, 128. And we look up.
Oh, there's 128
right there. Here we are.
We're 3 rows to the top. That's going to be pretty quick.
Yeah.
And anyway, and then at the end of the night, I stopped at a gas station after I dropped Brad back off. Thirsty guy, malnourished.
Sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Had to get some Propel in my system.
I think so.
And anyway, I checked it out, and it's very tiny, but there's paint gone from the right side car door.
Dang.
And so
have you scrubbed Well, not yet. Like you haven't looked at.
Yeah, no, I haven't looked.
Sorry, scrubbed. I didn't finish that. You're probably thinking scrub off the paint. See
my kid's bath time.
No, Jake has like cameras all around his car that you can like look. And so I'm saying scrub through the camera footage.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
That's a term for looking through things quickly.
Yeah, I will tonight. But even if we see him do it and we have his license, I mean, what am I going to take him to court for? $75? I don't even know. How much does that cost?
I have no idea.
I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm going to drive this car for like 20 years. So
right.
I mean, it's probably going to get banged up. Yeah. I don't care too much.
Yeah. But
it was the principle of it. It was the principle that he got me.
I mean, he could have, but that's the thing. He could have backed out.
That's what I was
and
hoping.
Like,
I was
readjust
like, repark.
Yeah.
Repark.
Yeah. Dude, repark,
repeat,
bro.
dude. Push repeat.
RP that thing.
Yeah.
Push repeat. We also had a fun, what do we call it? Gen
Shoot.
Z. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Gen Z shoot for jean shorts that'll be coming out soon.
Yeah, we were little Gen Z TikTokers. They had a bucket hat, tie-dye shirt, some thin glasses. We had rings all over. Brett had a cross body bag on. We were trying our hardest to be
was
Gen Z.
amazing like how bad we were at though. It just made me realize like, oh, we are so old.
We're out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we would
we're 2 generations past it.
we would deliver a joke that was written to be Gen Z, and we would accomplish that. But then once it started to
When we
ad lib,
tried to-
Brad would be like, "Yes, dude, bad. That is off the chain. Like, dude, you're kind of losing it here. You can't say off the chain.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for shizzle, my
shizzle,
Gen
dude.
Z.
Oh.
Yes.
D-O-double-G, man.
And so we had fun. I think there's gonna be a lot of bloopers.
Yeah. That
But
was
yeah.
a good
The reason you probably thought of that is one joke that I think we kind of co-wrote together was like driver's ed today, dude. I don't know what I was thinking. I got out of my car while I was still in drive. You're like, yeah, you got to push P, dude.
Yeah.
You got to push P.
Yeah, that was fun.
So we had fun. We did that. Good
We
work
did
day.
that.
Good work day.
Yeah, anyway. Chiefs game was fun. Trying to think of anything else from it that was worth talking about.
That's probably enough. Football, fun. Rachel texted me, said, how was the game? And I said, great. I made a lot of memories with Brad.
And yeah, Catherine, when
That's
I
all
got
you need
home,
to
was
know.
like, she was like, I'm sure that was really fun for you and Jake. Like,
Yeah.
we obviously spend time podcasting together, but it's very rare for you and I to just hang out one-on-one. Like, and so it's just
I
fun.
would agree, yeah.
So it was just a fun excuse to do that. So shout out to Shooty for making that happen for us. So
Speaking of Brad spending more time together, what do you want to say? You can't read my mind. Do I need to hold my arm out again? Would that be a fun demonstration? Come here with me.
I'm sorry. I was scrolling through my notes to be like, what are we going to talk about next? Speaking of Brad spending more time together.
Nailed it.
Just podcast. Thoughts.
Podcast.
Yeah. We've been thinking about ways to potentially expand the podcast a little bit.
You know when you daydream, and then after a certain point, you're like, I'm tired of daydreaming.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do it.
I'm going to get up and stop looking at the clouds and make my own cloud. Daydreaming. You get it. I could tell you didn't. You know, like I'm
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to think of a joke like you,
Okay.
like iCloud and
iCloud.
iCloud.
You know how like uCloud? No, iCloud.
No, bro. For shizzle.
No, you don't understand, bro. iCloud. I am the cloud.
I am cloud.
On the-
Facts.
on the cloud.
Facts. No
On the
copyrights.
line.
Facts.
I'm on cloud 9.
On cloud line.
Right. When you think of daydreaming, do you think of like a cartoon kid, like in like the most perfect park with
and
the
it's
most
like
perfect tree, and he's looking back with one arm behind his head and he's trying to figure out what each cloud looks like?
And I think it's a warped video effect where it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's what I
yeah.
imagine. And he daydreams a different world.
Oh, okay.
Like when Wishbone.
Oh, I'm thinking, sorry, no, I'm not thinking that.
Oh,
I
okay.
like that.
Yeah, we're in different worlds.
I'm thinking like this is a perfect day. And he's just
little like
looking up
Huck
in the
Finn or
clouds.
Tom Sawyer.
Eyes in the clouds.
Little strand of like a weed or hay in his
Also
mouth.
not that, but I like that. That's nice. I'm thinking just like a modern day kid.
Yeah, we're saying the same thing. Like
Yeah.
no shoes,
No, you
Huck
don't
Finn.
get yeah.
Like a kid in the 1920s. Like he sells papers.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's
He's
daydreaming
on the
about
Steamboat Arabia, huh?
Yeah, he's dreaming about another life. Yeah, we're saying the same thing.
You get it. Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. In the movies.
Yeah.
Either way, you guys get it.
We're
right?
not gonna we're thinking about things. Let's just say that.
We're de-dreaming about it.
Yeah. We're double D'ing. So yeah, you want to say anything else besides that? I think
Let
that's-
us know what you think is going to happen, / what you would want to happen,
Yeah.
/ what you daydream about.
just in
We'll
general.
fill in the blanks. Should we call Scott? I have one quick story.
I have a quick story as well.
Okay, you tell a quick story. I'll text Scott. Call's
Okay.
coming soon.
I was on my way. Doesn't matter. I was going to a storage unit to do something for woodworking stuff. LSCustomCreations.com. But on my way there, I was talking to TJ, voice memoing TJ Macedas of Walk and Love Podcast.
Been loving his Instagram post recently.
Oh,
The
his-
graphs.
yeah. Anyway, but as I'm like talking to him, I look over and I get distracted because there was a woman. It was time of day that school was getting out, and there was a woman cross guard who was playing the recorder, and like, and I look over as I'm like voice memo. I look over and I see this, and then I think to myself, "Whoa, that's distracting." And I look up, and then like the cars in front of me had like slowed down almost to a stop, and so I had to slam on my brakes. And then like I had some furniture in my front seat that kind of like flew forward. So I'm like, "Sorry, dude, I don't know what just happened." There was a woman crossing guard like playing the recorder, and then I thought about it later. I was like, okay, so let's dissect this recording. You know,
she was like snake charming, but for kids.
It's like is she doing it because she thinks it's a benefit to people? Is she doing it because she's an aspiring recording artist?
Just trying to get reps in.
Yeah, and it's like I don't have enough time in the day.
I
gotta multitask with cross guarding to play my recorder here.
I like that.
Like, where's the line here? I don't know.
Yeah, what justifies to double dip those activities at the same time?
And how good do you think this woman? There's no way she's like that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think was she older?
No, she was like Jessica Day, like New Girl kind of like vibes of like,
oh, really?
Like probably like mid to late 20s.
So maybe just a quirky like choir teacher or something, just like trying to spice up like
maybe. But
I
are
don't
choir
know.
teachers also crossing guards?
Yeah, she like volunteers.
Okay.
After school.
Oh, you get paid to cross. That's
in
kids,
this economy.
kids' lives. Yeah,
we're just giving money away. Yeah, you get paid to cross.
I mean, that's an important job. I don't know. I just it was one of those things where it's like, let's think about this.
A lot of questions, not a lot of answers.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back and be like, tell me more.
Excuse me. I'm sure you get this a lot. What's going on?
Why do we got it here?
That's a good one.
So anyway, I also told Bo, so earlier after dinner, for whatever reason, you know, our kids are so different when people come over. We have, and Hattie and Bo wanted to go play in the front yard, which they never do, literally, because it's a pretty like busy street. And the ball, like Hattie was playing with a little ball, it like went out into the street, and she waited for a second and then did go out in the street and get it. And I was like pretty frustrated that I was scared, you know, like, as a dad. And so I went and talked to her and I was like, listen, don't do that. Like, if that happens again, just get me. She's like, well, but the ball like could have been like destroyed. I was like, I'll buy you another ball if it gets destroyed. But if you go out in the street and you get destroyed, you die. I said that to her. I was like, and you are so much more special. Like I can't make another you. And she's kind of laughed. I was like, kind of like serious. And then, and Bo goes, if I get hit, I die too. I was like, yeah, I know, buddy.
Bo, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for not laughing.
He's like, Bo's just such like this classic, like sidekick. Like, yeah, I die too.
She goes, I go down with the ship.
Dad, I die too. So
her B reel goes off, my B reel goes off.
So you don't tell me that crossing guards do this as a volunteer service, brother. It is an important job. So anyway, didn't really think of that. But yeah, crossing guard, playing the recorder. I don't know.
The crossing guard in Stratford for a lot of my childhood and upbringing was a guy in the community who I think the school system hired to be that kind of a janitor. He had some special needs, and to be the crossing guard too. And everyone loved him. He's still, I mean, my dad still hangs out with him. Like he'll take him and his sister like to basketball games.
Yeah. I think you mentioned
away women's JV games.
Love it.
You know, because they just love supporting Stratford and they'll hang out and do stuff and throw on birthday parties and everything. But
so fun.
This guy, everyone in the community loves him. And he kind of had a catchphrase. We kind of started noticing because he was a little hard to understand sometimes. But yeah, there's nothing he loves more than Stratford sports. And so his small talk with everyone was always, if there was a game that night, you go up and cross the street and you go, going game night? That's what he'd ask everyone. We start talking like, wait, does Randy always ask you that too? It's like, yeah, it's his thing.
I love that.
And so I believe it was like one time, like my junior or senior year, like we made t-shirts like, Stratford District Champs. And on like the back of it, it said like, going game night.
That's what I was just about to say. I was like, if I were in your high school, I would make a shirt saying going game night.
Going game night?
Yeah.
And everyone knew what it was. You know, if you could put the maroon and white.
I would have found like a graphic designer, like get the guy's face on there.
Yeah, like a
cartoon. Make him famous. Like this guy. Yeah, that's amazing.
Going game night?
Going game night.
It was awesome. It makes me miss home just thinking about that. Anyone? Grant Holmes? I know we have at least one Stratford listener.
Come on.
Clean hands. You know what I'm talking about.
That's amazing.
Going game night?
Going game night?
Oh, that was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, my last quick story comes from Subway.
Oh, yeah.
Great spot.
Eat
Great
fresh.
spot. Go in there and she's like, what are we having today? And I was like, I'm going to do a foot long on white, please. Can I get She's like, all right, what kind of meat? I was like, I'm going to take chicken breast. And just immediately she goes, don't have it. And they're not bringing it back. And I was like, oh man.
She's rehearsed that one a few times in the mirror.
She's like, I'm sick of you asking. You know what? Just leave. Go to Jimmy John's or something. It was just so firm and so quick. It took me aback. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Nope.
Don't have it. And they're not bringing it back. I was like, okay, got it. And so I was like, okay, that's fine. This woman's, it's a long night. She's probably having a rough night. But then very quickly afterwards, she got very sweet. She's like, so how are you doing tonight? I was like, oh, okay. She's great. Whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm doing great. I'm having a great night. What about you? Thinking that we had kind of switched gears. And she goes, miserable.
Oh.
And I was like, I can't get a read on this girl.
Yeah. Which one? Yeah, choose a lane.
She just hits me with miserable. She's like, I keep having to close here. And so we're kind of getting to chat a little bit. I'm sorry to hear that. Whatever. And then just on top of that, it was just a few just funny, quick things at once. I looked to my left and there's just a cat in the subway.
Cat?
There's a actual cat in the subway. And because she'd been
Where?
telling me
Just on the floor?
on the floor, just walking around.
Okay.
Yeah, by the fountain drinks. And her kids who were also there were playing with it. So I don't know if they had the cat, or they found the cat, but it was a very just high intense, just like a very full 4 minutes spent in Subway. It was like, there was something happening any second. Good conversation, good cats, good noises. I got in and out of there. It was really fun.
What's that
just
like?
wanted to mention that.
What's the word? High. A lot of things going on at once.
Sensory overload?
Yeah, sensory overload.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was great. It just
You're like, whoa.
yeah.
Okay, you're playing with the cats, like, and at no point you're like, I should probably leave, get out of here, and not
It was
not
like,
buy
I've already
this.
kind of set my mind on Subway. It sounds pretty good.
Don't have it, not coming back. Cat's allergic. Like, okay.
Alfred doesn't like it. All right. He reacts weird. All right. Should we call Scott?
Let's do it.
Brad, you want to set up this week's
Yeah. So
s'mores
last week's
category?
s'mores.
Maybe talk last week real quick. I got dominated again.
It looks like we're recording this on Tuesday, so this poll's been out about 2 weeks or 2 days now.
It's over with.
Yeah, a flood night. And you don't even need a moat.
Like a Lincoln Logs
Yeah,
night.
just like a soggy grass night. It looks like we said stop the count at this point. It's over.
Yeah.
I think I won. Scott came in second. Jake's third for the fall thing. So a lot more people like apple cider donuts than we thought.
Okay, yeah.
But no one agrees that it should be the second pick of the draft. So
first round pick.
this week we're going just pretty generic. Places everyone should visit in the United States.
Yeah.
And a fun anecdote, as you're calling Scott, is Celia. I don't know her last name. You know what I'm talking about? Celia
O'Brien?
Yes, that's right. Of course. Celia M. O'Brien. Scott, you ready? Hey, boys. That's what he's going to do. Hey, boys.
Good evening, boys.
Great intro. What's up, McGuffin? How you doing?
McGuff. Were you guys like placing bets on what I would say?
Right
I
before
go, "Hey,
you
boys."
answered, Brad was like, Scott's going to say, hey, boys. And then you hit us with like a Dutch good evening, boys.
Okay. That's a fun new game.
Boys.
Yeah, that is fun.
Scott, I was telling a story. Just a second. Let me get through it. So just today, Celia O'Brien posted something about apple cider donuts on her Instagram story. I reposted it. Simply Fit page, fitness girl. She's like, where is this? This looks amazing. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that Celia's from like New Hampshire. And so I sent that back. But then I also commented to Celia, like, where is this? And she goes, Switzerland. I was like, well, if that doesn't say kid from Kansas, then I don't know what does. Like, I thought like maybe this is like beautiful New Hampshire and I don't know about it. So
Paige has got great taste. She knows something good when she sees it.
So I don't know how well I'm going to do on this s'mores because Jake has just been to more cool places than I have in America.
Which was great when we were brainstorming this right beforehand. Catherine, or I think Brad was like, this isn't fair. Jake's been to so many more places. And Catherine goes, yeah, a ton of comedy clubs.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, but they're all comedy clubs.
Yeah, it was so funny. Just roasted me.
It was a great, it was immediate too.
Yeah, all four of mine are going to be different funny bones. Toledo funny bone, Des Moines funny bone, Casey Improv. Yeah. So anyway, Brad, you're the winner. You get to select the order.
I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to have
one this week. I haven't even looked at the poll.
Yeah. Brad kind of like doubled you, and then you doubled me. So I got really destroyed.
It's because he was pandering. We should flag him. Flagged for pandering.
Flagged.
whatever, man. I wasn't. I mean, whatever.
I know that you actually like pumpkin things, so
Yes.
it's fair. It's
Rachel brought over, shout out Rachel Coop. She made some chocolate chip cookies for us and also some pumpkin bread with chocolate chips in it.
She's very nice.
Very excited about both those things. I've eaten plenty of both those things.
Good job.
So, pumpkin bread was so good. So I'm going to go first. I'm going to have Scott go second. I'm going to have Jake go third.
Great.
My first pick for places everyone should visit in the United States is the wonderful state, I don't know what the nickname is, of Hawaii.
Dang it. That was my first pick.
It's just,
Dang it.
it's just, there's nowhere else like it in the United States. I mean, it is just absolutely magical. It is one of those places that completely lives up to every single like expectation that you give it. I think going into it, like, it's like, man, I hear it's beautiful. It's got mountains, it's got beaches, it's got, culture. It's so fun. So
It's great. I think, and I don't want to gas up Brad's answer too much because, not my vote.
It's
but
a 1-1. It's 1-1.
It's just like, I mean, if you're out there and you're thinking like, it sounds nice, but I can never afford Hawaii. I think it's worth budgeting for. It's worth figuring out how much do we need to save to get a flight over there and a cheap Airbnb.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and just live it up.
Also, you gotta think about what are you really wanting to spend the money on? Like, because we went and we did like save up for it and go to like a really nice resort, but that was not necessary. Like,
You can do it cheap. Everything
can
there
do
is
it cheap.
free.
Like
Hike. Swim.
really, we didn't want to be in our resort. It was like, I feel like we need to be because we spent money on this, but I would like to just get out and do all the things. And those are all free. All the beaches are public. So like,
Yeah.
it's really not as expensive as it seems. Obviously, yeah, getting over there, but you can always, if you're flexible on dates and like patient, you can find, I mean, we got a COVID rate. So I think our round trips were like $200.
Guys, go during a pandemic. It's not that hard.
Just wait for the next one that is like planned out, pandemic. And I'm just kidding. Anyway, so yeah.
I would even borderline say hot take, not a good honeymoon spot.
Yeah. I have opinions on honeymoons just in general. I think just go somewhere where you can just relax. Like you don't need to,
Chattanooga.
Sure.
I don't know.
I mean, somewhere that just pampers you, honestly, is just after the nukes.
Scott said nukes.
I mean, after a long, like stressful wedding planning season and like your actual wedding, like it's just so nice to just not have to think about anything. All inclusive resorts are so fun because, the financial stress of being married is, you don't want to have like your first week of marriage be like, well, do we want to add $3 for cheese on this burger or not? I don't know. We did splurge on 2 drinks at the,
You added
happy
granola to your
hour.
acai bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
That was $1.50.
Exactly. We went to this all-inclusive in Mexico, which I'm sure, if you really add it together, we're not saving much money, but you don't think about it anymore.
All inclusive.
It's like,
you know what that means.
That steak didn't taste very good. So I'm going to get something else.
Get the
now.
salmon now.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway,
Good pick. All right.
Hawaii.
Scott, to you.
Real quick though, speaking of financial stress in marriage, Sam and I have started using Mint to do budgeting.
Oh yeah.
And we've been going through and categorizing all of our expenses. And I
Ooh.
learned today that my wife eats at Quick Trip 3 times a day.
What?
What are we going with? The Quick Trip 3 times a day.
QT Kitchen?
I don't hate it. I like the hustle.
She just started yelling at me from the other room.
Scott, don't say that on the podcast. What's she going to keto?
Yeah, is she? Yeah.
She's trying to defend herself, but I'm just scrolling through the transactions and it's like every day Quick Trip 861, Quick Trip 573.
That's awesome.
Dang.
That's great.
Man.
I thought you were gonna say that you were you were like, guess how much I'm spending on pickleball or something, but that was way better. Sam's going to Quick Trip 3 times a day.
There you go.
We won't talk about my sport expense category.
Yeah.
We'll leave that one out for right now.
Yeah.
We're teetering on the brink of an argument about every 30 seconds now, so it's good.
Teetering.
Financial Peace University,
All right,
Scott. Check it out.
That's funny.
My first draft pick, I have a feeling this could potentially be on Jake's list as well. My first pick is the beautiful Zion's National Park.
Oh, Zion's.
Okay.
Utah.
Said it incorrectly, but that's, no, that's great.
Zion's.
I think there's just one.
Zion's?
Yeah, it's just Zion. It's the pluralization. Just Zion National Park.
Oh, sorry. I did. That's something that my dad always does. He calls it Chipotle's.
Yeah, Walmart's. Like you're getting old.
Netflix.
You're getting old, pillow sack.
Sorry. Let me rephrase. Zion National Park.
Zion National Park.
No. Madison McCullough, the one that does all the. You put Zion's National Park in there, and use a Z if you feel so led. Zion's.
So I will say the nice thing about Zion is I'm not a super outdoorsy guy, but like there's such a variety of hikes just within that national park that are really cool to do. Like you have your traditional hike, kind of like Angel's Landing, which gets you up to a really high point with a beautiful view, and then you have the Narrows, which is like you're wading through a really, really pretty canyon and stream, and the water's like
that's good,
freezing, but like crystal clear, and it's super fun.
Jake swears by the Narrows. You love, or not swear, I feel like that's how I've heard about the Narrows is because you like them so much, right?
It's a fun hike. Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun hike. And like I said, I'm not huge into outdoors and hiking stuff, but I really enjoyed that place. It's beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah, that's a great pick, Scott. Probably my favorite national park. So well done. Well done.
Thank you.
My first pick, also just going to go pretty geography alongside you guys. I'm going to go Oregon.
Okay.
Probably my
Antifa fan?
top. If you love riots, if you love Oregon's great. It's just kind of a little bit of a kept secret, I would say. Just like Oregon, you can really get like Oregon has jungles. I kind of,
really?
But it's like really like lush, like green, like areas. Like I've been on hikes up there with Huderberg when he was living in Portland area. They have like really thick, just like lush hikes you can go on. They also have sand dunes there, which is very cool. They also have a beach there. So you get very different like looks, which ecosystem. That's a great word, and that's what I like in a good vacation. Like you get the variety.
A good ecosystem.
I love a good anything. Yeah, I love checking in on the
what kind of ecosystems has it got.
Yeah,
check it out.
The ecosystem. So Oregon's great, really pretty.
My sister lived in Eugene for a while.
Go Ducks!
And I think I forget the numbers, but she was X amount of miles away or X amount of hours away from the mountains, X amount of hours away from the beach. So it was like, it's just perfect like blend of.
Yeah,
everything.
Oregon's a cool spot. You could probably get to a lot of other cool places. You get to Vancouver easily. Go to Lake Tahoe down there. Coeur d'Alene was right over.
What is that?
Oh, that's a really beautiful spot in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful.
Scott's like, let's talk LDS Idaho, baby.
No, Coeur d'Alene has one of the prettiest golf courses I think I've ever seen in pictures.
Put it in the budget.
That's where the Masters is, right?
No.
Okay.
Oh, British Open then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, is that St. Andrews, Coeur d'Alene? Just teasing.
Okay, so I'm going to go Oregon. And then my next one, I'm going to steal from the lovely Rachel Coop.
Okay.
She had a great answer. So this one's hers, but to become one for the s'mores. The voting booth.
Oh, yeah.
What do we think? Every person needs to visit it. If you're in the U.S., the voting booth. Where are my Americans at? Let me hear you.
Where are my Patriots?
Which I know it goes opposite of my, basically my Portland pick right beforehand. I got to balance it out. You go right after the Antifa pick. You got to
fund the police, but go vote for it.
Put your vote where your mouth is. What I always say. So Oregon and the voting booth.
Okay.
You have the right to vote.
Is that the voting booth or the voting booths?
Voting's booths.
Voting's booths. I mean, honestly, Zion's Nationals Parks.
All right, Scott, it's back to you.
Back to you.
Back to you, guys. My number 2 pick is a place that I went to for the first time last fall. A place I'd always wanted to go to experience life as a city slicker. I went to New York City.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Good answer.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't even think about that.
Really?
I loved it. Don't think I'd ever want to live there, but it was really cool to experience that because I feel like you see so much of that in TV and movies and stuff, just like hustle and bustle of New York City life.
A lot of bustle.
And I loved it. Central Park, riding on I think I enjoyed riding the subway more than anybody that was on the subway. I just had
You're just all smiles.
The subway, just being a part of the city folk.
That is the most Midwest thing. Like I'm the same way, Scott. Like I try so hard to be cool on the subway when I'm like a tourist. There's no way for a Midwesterner not from New York to not look like you're not from New York.
Scott's going up to a guy in like an alleyway. So he just goes, "Mug me. I want the full experience. Give it to me."
Look at these street performers. They're incredible.
Mug me. I want the full experience.
I have $60 in my wallet. It's all yours.
Yeah, do you guys take change for a 50?
I want to be scared though.
Yeah.
Mug me. That's a good answer, Scott. That's perfect because it's a place, you can't recommend everyone to live there, but everyone should at least visit it.
100%.
See the bus, see the Huss.
Yeah. I think of like, I think, I don't think this is necessarily like a s'mores that it's like for people that are not from America, but I think either way, like either you're visiting America for a finite amount of time or you live here, like you have to go see these places. So I think that's a great answer, Scott. It's so fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you ever lost your wedding ring at a dimly lit restaurant in New York City?
Part of the experience.
I'll go back and try it.
Yeah. No, you want to go with me? No, we'll
I'd ride a subway to go do it.
Oh, have some deep dish. No, that's Chicago. Whatever. Either way. Okay. I'm going to say my next one is going to be the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
I haven't been to, I don't know how many. You've probably been to 15 national parks, you think?
Sure.
I haven't been to 15 national parks. I've probably been to 5. But Grand Canyon was one of the more breathtaking things I've ever seen in my life. It's as obvious as it sounds, but it's just huge. It's humongously amazing. And Jake, we were talking earlier and Jake was like, yeah, like, but you like your view gets worse the farther down like you go. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a selling point for me. Like I have to do very, very little work to see this amazing view. You just drive up there and there it is. So, and there's obviously you can do fun things once you are in the park and everything. So, Grand Canyon was just, absolutely breathtaking to me. It's also so cool. This is not really visiting, but like if you ever fly over the Grand Canyon, that's also really fun. Yeah. They don't always announce it. I wish they would, but like you look at your flight tracker on the app on your phone or whatever.
That would be fun.
Yeah. You're like, we're over the Grand Canyon. You look over and holy cow, that's it.
That is a
That
canyon.
thing is huge. Yeah. It's amazing.
It is grand.
Canyon.
The Grand Canyon. Okay. And then, number 3, this is where it starts getting a little dicey for me. Cause I have a lot of answers that I like a lot. But I think as Americans, a huge part of our culture.
No, don't take mine.
Is what?
I have a bad feeling.
I have a lot of huge parts of our culture though. Is American football. As we were driving into the stadium last night, I was like, this is America.
You did
right
say
here.
that a couple times.
I was like, I did. I was like, there is nowhere else that you can experience. Like, I'm sorry, Canada, you're not doing it like this.
Hey, mate, you got football down under? Don't think so.
I don't care what your rugby scrums look like. The tailgating's not like this, yeah? Bye, mate. And so, I mean, it's just blaring, country music and people, tailgating. And then you go into the game and people are going nuts for football. And it's a different experience. And so I'm going to say, because it's a place, not an idea, I'm going to say specifically Arrowhead Stadium, because I feel like it is the mecca of American NFL football. You get out of your car, it smells amazing. It smells just like a massive barbecue place. In the stand-up set, I said it was like ESPN and Arthur Bryant's, had a baby.
Yeah, it smells like barbecue, country music, and calories.
Yeah,
those are all in the air.
Yeah, and that is America, my friend. I'm not saying it has to be your favorite place in the world, but you have to experience that place at least once in your life to be like, I'm just imagining like some guy from the Netherlands coming over to America and being like, what was it like? It's like, well, I don't know.
No, you got it.
I went to the game and it was I mean, my schnitzel was off the hook.
Holy schnitzel.
Holy schnitz.
They pillow sacked the quarterback.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, that's my third pick. Arrowhead Stadium. Greatest venue in
Scott, I miss your laugh in person, dude. It's not the same. He's still giggling.
Oh my gosh. Oh, the schnitzel is the quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, Scott, you're up.
I love a good German accent. Okay, my number 3 pick.
Three's picks.
Three's picks. This may not resonate with every single person, but I think if you have the opportunity, especially you got to make it happen because it's very hard to get the opportunity. Augusta National Golf Course.
In Coeur d'Alene. Yeah.
In Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I feel like the Masters is like the one golf event that non-golf fans will pay any attention to. Brad, would you agree with this? Like, you're not a big golf guy, but you at least, like, if the Masters is on, you're a little bit like, hey, what's happening in that tournament, you know?
Yeah. Not as much recently, but growing up, like when I had a little more free time, I definitely like paid attention to the Masters on Sunday. Yeah.
And it's just, the thing about that place is there's so much history, there's so much tradition. And what's fun too is like some of the tradition is not even like, obviously the golf course is the biggest part of it, but like they're known for amazing food and they charge you like nothing for the food.
Yeah, it's like $1.50 or something like that.
Yeah, I think me and the guy that I was with, we got, I don't know, a couple sandwiches, cookies, drinks, and it was like, we got a restaurant, they were like $16.
That's a trip to Quick Trip right there.
Yeah, that's
nothing.
Yeah, show that to Sam on the mint bill.
However, in the gift shop, they do charge full price. I will say that.
Yeah, capitalism still reigns supreme in the gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, does it ever. But yeah, just it's the golf course is immaculate. The tradition is so fun. And so if you ever get the opportunity, which it's really hard because either like I was fortunate to have somebody take me, but otherwise it's a lottery to get tickets. But if you ever get the chance, it is an absolute awesome thing to go see.
Cool. Okay. And that's like only in America they have like really big historic golf tournaments like that.
Only in America.
Okay.
Yep.
Golf's tournaments.
Yeah, we don't care about the British Open.
Oh, okay. So British Open's pretty similar though, you're saying? Like we just don't care about it? I'm just kidding. Okay.
Yeah, it's in Coeur d'Alene.
Okay. My final two, they're a little similar, but I think they stand alone as great things individually. I'm gonna go with my third pick, the lake on the 4th of July.
Ooh, on the 4th of July, bottle rockets.
Just like being there. I mean, that's a very American thing and just fun to experience, you know, American or not. I mean, that's just something everyone needs to experience at least once. I think you need to go visit that. You need to make that happen and just get the whole experience. Get a friend with a boat, rent a boat, whatever it takes. Do a little wakeboarding, do a little kneeboarding, pack some sandwiches, find a nice little cove where they're shooting off fireworks that night, have a ball, get sunburnt, regret it, sleep in the next day, say, I'm never doing that again. It's all part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the other one that, like I said, is a little similar.
I will echo that, saying that this year was the first year we went down to the lake for a couple years in the 4th. And I had the Wave Runner out and I was just blaring music on that bad boy, driving through all the coves. Everybody was out on their docks, swimming. Everyone's got music playing. I had a guy flying an RC plane above my head. It was awesome. So that is a phenomenal.
That does sound fun. That's great.
I love the idea that Scott like is having that much fun by himself. Like that.
Yeah.
That epitomizes Scott. Like you can enjoy it without anybody else. Like you're willing to like have that much fun with other strangers without anybody else spurring you on.
That's great.
Oh, it was bliss, dude. When I found this guy flying this RC plane, I just parked the Wave Runner there for like 15 minutes and watched him fly around. And when he was done, I stood up on the Wave Runner and clapped for him.
That's great.
You're gonna be a great old man, Scott. Yeah. That's great. Great tendencies.
I pluralized everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, my fourth and final pick is going to be Branson in the summertime. Specifically, you got to see it. You got to see it.
In the summertime.
Branson in the summertime. I mean, Branson,
those are pretty similar. You're right.
They're a little hand in hand, but I mean, they're separate places. There's lakes everywhere. Yeah, Branson in the summer, it just hits a little different. Branson in the fall is not going to be as fun.
Oh, it's so pretty though.
Kind of. I mean, Branson is like buzzing in the summertime, though. I mean, every ride is open, every attraction. The strip is annoying to drive through.
That's a great answer. And the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, you want to see America? Yeah. Just sit there for 30 minutes.
Go to the Andes on the strip, and you'll see every kind of person possible. You will see Kanaka counselors who've never said a curse word in your life, and you will see a guy not wearing pants.
Yeah.
And that is what you want in a visit in the United States. You want the full gamut, and you're going to get it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you ride a Ferris wheel, you could see, there's a place where they only sell Confederate flags. That's there too.
Yeah.
They got people who only play violins for an hour. That's there. I mean, you got horses and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Kanakuk, Table Rock Lake, state-of-the-art golf course, some of the nicest golf in the country is down in Branson. So Branson in the summertime. Here's my answer.
Okay.
Back to you, Scotts.
Very nice. All right, I think I'm kind of in between a few on this last one. I'm not sure any of them are really a great answer, to be honest.
Way to sell it.
But I think what I will say for my fourth and final pick is East Coast beach at sunrise. That is a specific time.
Okay.
It didn't feel good coming out.
I'm talking Rehoboth Beach in April.
No, I'm just thinking of a beach where you can see a sunrise. That's an awesome experience.
Give us a few examples of beaches just to make it a little more like idyllic, like
Okay.
Cape Cod.
So
Amelia Island.
The most recent experience I had of that nature was 2 years ago. We went to South Padre Island in Texas.
East Coast.
Whoa, now it's sold. South Padre.
I can't believe they're still on Central Time Zone with how far east they are down there in Texas.
Chasing, all right. But yeah, I didn't get up I only got up one morning, but the morning that I got up, to see the sunrise, it was really nice.
Scott, I was trying to help you, like us from the Midwest, like we do hold a little bit of a pedestal to the East Coast, and it'd be so cool to be up there with the cool lighthouses in Maine, and
maybe Scott's been to the
Cape
Hamptons
Cod and the Hamptons and whatever. And Scott goes, honestly, South Padre Island really did it for me, man. I mean, the seaweed at 7 a.m. is something to behold.
There's nothing like brown water in Texas.
I was trying to prop you up a little bit, redeem that.
I did go see some beaches in New England, but it was not at sunrise, so I can't really vouch for that experience.
So this is just an idea in your head.
You can imagine.
This is a place, yes. Watching a sunrise on a beach.
Okay.
That's my place. Not a sunset, a sunrise.
Okay. Hey, good answer.
Oh, that was so trash.
I didn't like it coming out.
Oh, that was funny.
Okay.
I'll tell you what my other answer was originally going to be, but that was awful.
Honorable mention. Save it.
Save it. Okay. I'm really torn because I have so many good ones left. I'm going to go a little bit nostalgic, a little bit just rich in both memories and flavor here, I believe. I'm going to go, wait, where did I put it? Oh, there it is. I'm going to go with a potluck dinner at church.
How'd it feel coming out?
I like it. No, I like it a lot.
Okay.
I like it a lot. I know that maybe listen, this is something special, near and dear to me. I mean, it is one of the meccas of social experience in America is a potluck dinner.
You keep throwing the word Mecca around, people are going to question your religious beliefs. Okay, just FYI.
Okay, it is the Zions of just. I mean, it's wonderful, especially in a small town or in a tight knit smaller church. You don't have like the church I go to now is pretty large. We're not having a potluck, right?
Smaller church is fun. Every service after church, breakfast lunch in the basement afterwards.
And with potluck specifically, obviously everyone brings something, and there's certain women who have, and men sometimes, that have the reputation of their fill in the blank is you want to get in the front of the line.
Yeah.
If you want to get
Charlotte's green bean gas.
Growing up. Yeah. Chris Belden, this woman at our church, Chris Belden's sugar bacon was to die for. You want to be in the front.
I would eat anyone's sugar bacon.
Maple sugar, whatever it was, or somebody's deviled eggs. I'm sure you would go nuts for those things.
Oh.
I mean, did you hear that so-and-so brought they were too lazy and they just went and got Chick-fil-A. And
that's awesome.
That's amazing too. There's just so many wonderful options for potluck dinners. And not only that, but you also get to talk with people. You get to see the old man not in a suit. He's whoa,
yeah,
he wears dungarees on the, other times of the day. And I mean, especially during the fall, you got people baking pies, homemade pies. I mean, it's just a wonderful experience. So, yeah, that's my last place is a potluck dinner at church.
Great.
Yep.
Good answers. Good s'mores, everyone. Brad, wrap us up. Tell everyone what we all chose.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we have Brad chose Hawaii, the Grand Canyon, Arrowhead Stadium, and potluck dinners at church. Picking second, Scott chose Zion's National Park, New York City, Augusta National Golf Course, and an East Coast beach at sunrise. For example, South Padre Island.
Hey, at least I'll hold the title of worst schmore pick.
We should that needs to be a s'mores. Maybe a couple months down the line is worst picks by Scott.
Or just
Or
worst
worst
picks by
picks.
anyone.
Yeah.
It's like it's the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah, pick the best of the worst. It's like, red leaves versus EDM.
Tube of toothpaste.
Yeah, that one was pretty, yeah. And then we got Jake. Jake said Oregon, the voting booth, a lake on the 4th of July, and Branson in the summertime. So I do have some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier, but bowling alley. I think bowling alley is just Americana at its best.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. I know you're not a big bowling guy, but there's something about it. Like they always smell the same. They always look the same. Like there's never like a cool bowling alley.
There's like a
and
weird-
if there is, it doesn't stay in business too long.
Yeah. Even these bowling alleys are owned by 1,000 different people, but it's like they have the same quality control person. It's like, how do they get the same
They
smell?
all have the same bowling constitution.
The
of
same
like,
vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
How they do this? Yeah, it's like cigarette smoke is like staining all the ceiling panels somehow. It's like just the right amount.
I also, I mean, all on the same lines of the sports and American, like just, you got to go Wrigley Field. It is so special to go to a game, especially baseball. I love going to baseball games. So Wrigley Field in Chicago, Disney World was another one I had written down. I didn't feel passionately enough myself to pick that one.
I had amusement park written down.
But I think the amusement park idea in general is awesome, and Disney World does it better than anybody. So, and then just went a little bit local, and I already went local once, so I wasn't going to do it again. But I had Joe's Kansas City
knew you were
barbecue.
gonna do that.
I was like, you want barbecue? It's the best barbecue in the world. So, if you're ever in Kansas City, get Joe's Z-Man with fries. I also wrote down SEC football game. Missouri, just so you can know how much worse it could be.
To give yourself
like,
a perspective.
whoa, okay.
Yeah,
America is great.
Go to Southeast Missouri.
Yeah.
That'll change your perspective a little bit.
Yeah. I put Colorado, and just, if I had to be more specific, Rocky Mountain National Park or Estes Park. Small town high school basketball or football game.
Oh,
There's
that's
nothing
a good answer.
like I personally love basketball games so much because it's like that confined space and people are going nuts.
I love playing basketball because the atmosphere.
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. And then football games are fun too. And then Monument Valley, which is just not that fun of a one, but it's really cool. I think it's awesome. So
You got to have a valley in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Cool. Scott, what are your honorable mentions?
I will say, Brad, this last Friday we got like the full fall small town experience. We had the homecoming parade where like the town Platte City shut down for this parade, and then we went to the football game. It was great vibes.
Yes, love it.
I only had two.
What was
My
the other one that you
original
weren't
fourth
excited
pick
about?
before I decided to go with the beautiful beach of South Padre Island was a restaurant called STK in Las Vegas. It was it's a super nice steakhouse that a vendor took me to last year, and it was I'd say the best meal I think I've ever eaten.
Oh wow!
And yeah, it was.
You been to Oklahoma Joe's? Joe's Canteen.
Been to Quick Trip in the morning?
You had their breakfast pizza, brother?
I think it was a mind-blowing meal. It was so good. And then my other honorable mention was Miami. Bienvenido a Miami.
Oh yeah, you're kind of a Miami guy.
Yeah,
aren't
you do. You like the
Latin
Miami
flavor.
I liked it a heck of a lot more than Sam did. Sam was ready to get out of there. I was ready to continue Latin dancing through the streets.
Scott was like, I'll do cocaine if I need to. If the reggaeton hits me just right. Boom.
I'm willing to hear out people's opinions, including yours, Scott, but I have no desire to go to Miami right now.
Same, brother.
Like right now or ever?
Oh, sorry. Like
tonight?
In my life right now, I would not be sad if I never went to Miami.
Yeah.
But
it's kind of a certain like Jake said, it's definitely my vibe because I love Latin culture. I love Latin music, food, all that. It's just like that's that in America, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Havana Nights.
Good. All right. My honorable
That's it.
mentions. Like I said, I had Amusement Park written down. Almost went with that one. I also had Antelope Canyon written down. Just love that spot.
What was the first one? Sorry.
Amusement parks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Antelope Canyon, just crazy. It's just like one of those like naturally occurring, like one of the more craziest things that I feel like occurs naturally that I've seen. And then I was really trying to think outside of the box initially. I was like, favorite places to visit. What if I could think? And then I was like, no, this is dumb. But I'll still say them. I said your grandparents' house.
Okay.
Just as like a spot, like you should go visit that.
Yeah.
Clearly, it should be one of the top places you visit.
Sure. Yeah.
Like your grandparents' house. And then this was the really dumb one. I said the place where they shot your favorite movie. It was like, that would be fun if you're like really obsessed with this movie and you go to the location where they shot it. Maybe like, oh, that's the house.
That's part of why I like Monument Valley so much. Is that's where at Forrest Gump he's like, I think I should go home now. When he's like running all around, like it's like that was where, that's Forrest Gump. You know, whatever. It is cool to like. That's part of why I think it's fun to go to New York. Like it's because you've seen so much of it on TV.
Yeah, or just go to Sparrow. You're like, is this the one?
This is the one we got the New York Slice at.
Yeah, I think it was Dumb and Dumber. Probably my favorite, like comedy. They say they're going to Aspen, but it was actually shot in Breckenridge, I believe. And so when I was in Breckenridge, I like saw a few. Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. It's my favorite movie, Brad. So,
okay. Rachel, can you take me home? No. Anyway,
whatever the hotel is that The Shining is at, that's the same hotel that they go for that benefit thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably shot in multiple
you
cities.
You went to that hotel, or
yeah,
I think you thought it was in Estes Park, didn't you, Brad?
Then we look it up, and it was.
I think you're right.
I thought what was in South Padre? What movie was that?
Oh.
Beautiful sunrise, Jake.
any shot with a sunrise, it's probably South Padre. All right, Scott. Thanks for joining as always.
You're the man, dude.
Great to hear from you, dude. Great to hear your laugh. And yeah,
yes.
Thanks for joining.
Yes. Great to be on for a few minutes. I appreciate it, boys.
All right, man.
Yeah, dude. See you later.
All right, adios.
Peace, dude. All right, cool. This is fun. This is fun.
Hope you guys are enjoying the Schmores. If you want to vote on them, go to our Facebook group page.
Yeah, it's fun.
Podcast.
Great community of people
Madison
in there.
does awesome with that.
Shout out Mad Dog. But yeah, we'll kind of wrap this up. Got a big weekend ahead. Well, I guess it's kind of weekday. I'm going to Dayton, Ohio here in a couple days to do some more comedy shows. Excited about that. Rachel's running a half marathon Saturday. Great. Yeah. Just stitches in hand, no problem.
Oh yeah.
Just gotta crank out 13 miles. I was like, does it hurt when you run? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay.
They'll dissolve by then.
The Listerine. I mean, it doesn't stay in there very long. It won't sting. So that'll be fun. Brad, what do you got this weekend?
Very little, and I'm excited about it.
Congrats.
Yeah. Might go hot tubbing in Trey's tub on Sunday. I don't know. He's gone. So he's like, hey, if you guys want to come over and use the studio, you can. And I was like, okay. So I wrote it down. An idea.
I wrote it down.
Yeah.
Let's just say
I wrote it down.
Let's say I wrote it down.
It's nice and cool outside. Go in the tub.
Chiefs got a 3 p.m. game. A little red zone beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our TVs work great where we live.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But the tub is not as hot. We couldn't both fit in my tub. Can you imagine?
I'm not really a hot tub guy anyway. Anyway, let's do reviews of the week. Mine says, longtime listener, first time reviewer. I look forward to watching your podcast every Monday. From Jake's toilet adventures to Brad's birthing and parent stories, plus the sports and wholesome content. I don't know why he put wholesome in quotes. I don't know. He said, I'm loving it all. Oh, she said, my husband is a pickleball golfer, rec basketball player in the DFW area, so I always ask him questions about your references. He also sits like Jake and not just in the morning. What?
Nothing. I don't know. It's amazing how many people do this.
I know. I honestly didn't know. I had never talked to anyone about this. I did not know it was going to be a relatable thing. I was like, I'm just going to admit this and it'll be kind of funny. And then so many people are like, my husband does this. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I got together
with my cousin this past weekend. And I was like, listen to this. And I told him and he's like, oh, I do that. I'm like, no.
It really is crazy to me. I feel so validated and I wasn't even searching for it. It's just like, oh,
the guys that do it all the time, too much, too far.
Yeah, I would say once to twice a week I do it. Probably.
I'm saying these people do it every single day,
That's also fine with me.
No, it's not. Not me.
I'm also curious what this one is. He also sits like Jake and not in the morning. I guess I have a way I sit. They only see me sit when I'm podcasting, though. They don't see me sit. All right.
Yeah,
Thank
you'd
you
be
so much.
surprised how he sits other times.
Yeah. Limber. I'll say that. She wanted to say thank you so much for sharing your lives with us. We went to see Jake in Dallas last year and look forward to watching your careers grow from the wee podcasters to the comedians you are becoming. I don't hate that sentence. I think that's fun. I wish you much success, but not so much that you change who you are with us ghosties. Oh, and I listen to a sports morning show in DFW and often hear Joe Buck on there as a guest. I always think of Scott when I hear Joe. Can you hear it?
Well, he's from St. Louis, so that's the worst compliment you could ever give somebody. I'm just kidding.
That was a really, really good review. Thank you.
B and K Urban.
Yeah, B and K. So your name, I'm going to guess, starts with a K.
Catherine?
Brad Cath?
You don't think. Mine's coming from EJ Llama. The greatest podcast with two dudes, and one of the dudes is going steady and the other one bagged his dough. I mean, the title kind of sums it all up, but I've been listening for 3 years and it finally is time. I left a 5-star review on my own phone. I've used my mom's, all my siblings, my grandparents, and my neighbor's phone to leave a 5-star review in this amazing podcast. Truly remarkable, and I would recommend this to anyone who is between the ages of 6 months and 9,000 years old. So, Rosie, you're right on the cusp, girl.
Almost there.
Yep.
I love they use their neighbor's phone. Tight with the neighbors.
Tight with the neighbors.
Dude, that reminds me, just real quick, Rachel's pastor back home, and like her home church in New Hartford. All of Rachel's family right now is going to be like, oh, there's Catherine through the fireplace. That was so fun.
For who? Is she looking?
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm looking at her right now.
Hi, baby.
Rachel's pastor back home, which I know all of Rachel's family right now is like, oh no, don't say this story. But I guess he started his sermon by like, guys, today.
I mean, we all sit down, right? No, sorry. Go ahead.
Dang it. Sorry. I didn't get it. Sorry.
The peeing sitting down.
Oh, gotcha. He goes, today's topic is going to be about something. It starts with an N and ends with an R. And they were like, and then eventually he goes,
none of us have it. We've hardly even seen it.
And then it was like neighbors. And everyone's like, they were all just like so terrified. Just the word neighbor. I just remember that story. It was just like, dude, I don't know if that's the best way to like keep everyone like on their feet.
Like, do you know it? It's 2 syllables. Yeah.
And yeah.
Some of you feel uncomfortable around them.
We should welcome him though. Yeah, dude. It was just brutal.
This
guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, Brad, would you like to end this episode with a jingle?
Yes. Let me get some subs in the woofers.
Should be working. I bet it's the cord just shorting out because it should be.
You're 100% right.
Thank you. Tech guy.
Wow.
Not be real.
Okay. This one's coming from Holly Grace Lavelle. If you're thinking, this sounds like last week's, it's because it is, but it's not the same one. Go.
Really? What does that mean? I guess I'll find out and see. It's going. We're having a hotspot. I haven't called Google Fiber yet. Now it's going.
It goes. USA. Oh, Ghostrunners. Track.com.
Promo code.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a good job. That's just a fun song. Saddle up your horses.
Saddle it up, baby.
Great job. Dude, sometimes I'll just sit here while you're doing that. I'm like, that is such a gift. I wish I could sing. That is so fun.
Hey,
I know you probably weren't expecting it after that one, but I still believe it.
When I know what I'm singing, I could sing. But sometimes I'm like, I don't know the notes of this part very well.
That's just so fun. And I'm sure there's things I can do that other people wish they could do, but that is really one that I am jealous of. That that looks and sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's okay though. It's okay.
UCLA?
UCLA? You see San Diego?
Mm-hmm. You see beach?
Thank you guys for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate you all, every single one of you for listening. Thank you guys. Check out our videos on Gene Shorts. Check out Chike. Get their iced coffee. It's fun. Get the powder.
Chike!
Oh, it's good.
You think I'm out of gas? I'm just gassing up. I got an extra pump to trade, baby.
Oh, nice.
I felt a little headache coming on.
Okay,
after that
we'll
one.
end it there.
Whew.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for listening. Have
Buy
a good
the merch.
week.
Yeah.
New merch. At least go check it out. Go look at it. At
Free
least
shipping for a while.
Yeah. Go Chiefs.
And honestly, it's really hurting our margins. But we're
for you
committed
guys
now. Yeah. And I really like the design. So shout out to Ali Hoopy for making some of those designs. She did awesome.
Hoopy.
Yeah, the hoopster.
Yeah. Shooting hoopies.
Basketball Jones.
Okay. Go vote on the poll. That's enough.
Love you guys. Love
have
you,
a good
Catherine.
week.
Hey, Catherine, I love you.
Through the fireplace.
Ghostrunners.